Hi friends, welcome back to Faith and Arrow Homestead. My name is Jaylee, and by now you've heard that we are moving. And so at this point we are just trying to get the house ready to put up for sale because we're not moving yet. We're actually we're only like a month and a half, maybe 2 months away from listing the house. And so we actually, wow, when I say it out loud like that, we have a ton of work to do. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, so we need to get started, but we're gonna start in the kitchen because we're actually having somebody come and do some painting for us. We want to repaint the kitchen cabinets. We wanna repaint the ceiling in here and all of the walls. So this is coming out of the kitchen, and we also want to paint out here. These walls, this is just beadboard. We want to repaint that. I think the ceiling going all the way into the hallway. So we're also going to be replacing the light fixture that's in here, and we're going to be getting a new vent hood. Very much needed. And that's going to spruce this kitchen up quite a bit, which is needed because, as our realtor has said, the kitchen is the main drawback to this house. Everything else about this house is great, very marketable, very appealing to buyers. The kitchen is not great. And so we want the kitchen to look as nice as we can possibly get it. And so we're going to start in here with our upgrades and repairs. So with that being said, it's a great opportunity for me to start in here. In terms of cleaning out, donating, getting rid of, packing what we don't need right away but don't want to get rid of, just organizing and going through things. One of the best things about the way that we're doing this is that we're not rushed. I mean, don't get me wrong, 2 months is still going to go by really fast, especially with us working and with me being pregnant. It's going to go by so fast, but 2 months is better than 2 weeks. I've heard plenty of stories, and I've seen firsthand people having to turn around and sell their houses so fast, and they're packing stuff like mad people and just throwing stuff in boxes, trying to get out of their house as quick as they can, and we did not want to do that. And so we're so grateful for this opportunity and grateful that we're getting to do this a bit calmer and more organized. So this is mine and Tom's first home together. Wherever we end up, we want it to be a fresh start. We're older now. We have our perspectives kind of more lined up, our priorities. And so we really want to go through this house clean out. We want to declutter, get rid of, and start fresh. And so we're going to start in the kitchen again because we have somebody coming to do this paint next week. And so we really need to get on it. So it's going to be great. I'm going to get to go through the cupboards and really just start going through and getting rid of stuff. It's going to be great. All of these cupboards in here. And so over here I have 2 different boxes. One's going to be for donate, and the other box is going to be for stuff that I'm not donating, but I can go ahead and pack it. I don't need it right now. I probably won't need it in the next 2 months. I'm going to be very meticulous with my labeling, so even if I do need it, it's okay that it's in a box. I'll be able to get it. Of course, I've got a trash can over here, and then I've got my handy dandy step ladder here so I can get up and get to everything safely. Not trying to get crazy here. So that's what we're doing today. And then I'm probably not going to show you like a ton of this because it's really boring stuff. But I'll certainly take you along as we do these upgrades and just kind of along on the journey because, I've dreamed about this for such a long time now. And I know that many of you are too in your own way. So I certainly want to take you along the journey. Sorry, I'm just freshly out of my first trimester and I'm still already out of breath. Just take you along for the journey. And of course, any tips and tricks along the way that I learn to make this process easier, I'll share with you also. Very interesting. I am just tickled to death that I'm getting to do this. I've wanted to do this for years. And wrapping your mind around it, right? And getting yourself in the mindset is so interesting. So I have everything out. These are empty now. I have everything out. And the donate and throw away is easy for me, except for when it comes to stuff that's also Tom's. That's a little trickier. I don't want to make decisions for him. But when it's mine, or if it's something I know he doesn't care about, donate/throw away, easy, easy. The thing that is I'm catching myself on is put away or pack, because the next 2 months are just such a question mark. And so even, for example, these blender bottles that I have, I'm like, I mean, we do use these, but we don't use them all the time. But we don't have a storage unit yet, so all of this is just going to get stored in the spare bedroom or in the basement. And if I don't need it by the time we get a storage unit, I probably won't need it. So I think I'm going to pack it. But you know what I mean? That's an interesting thing to get my mind around, because it's like, and even when we go stay at this townhouse, I really just want to bring the essentials. Like, I have no idea. We could be there a month. We could be there 6 months. I have no idea how long we're going to be there. And so, I don't want to unpack my whole house there. I just want to bring the essentials. So maybe I also need to be starting a box for that too, because even with these cups, like, we're not going to bring all of these. I don't even need all of these cups. The only reason I'm packing these is because Tom is very attached to his cups. And that's fine. I don't want to take the man's cups. So, but we really only need max 6 of them, max. So maybe I should start another box for moving to the townhouse and just keep that box around. Should I wait to do that? This is tricky. I'm only having to think through these things right now because this is the first. We're just starting this together. I'm having to really think it through. I will say, I have been dreaming this dream for such a long time that one small thing I was able to do to feel like I was preparing myself for it, even when I was nowhere near it, was to save packing materials. Now, if you already live in a really small space, perhaps this is not the move for you. Be mindful and don't be pack rat-ish. But Tom buys and sells a lot of things. He's always getting packages, and those packages often come with packing materials like packing paper or the bubble wrap. Sometimes it's like this plasticky white sheet of soft, it's like packing paper, but it's like styrofoamy, but flexible. Boxes. We get our paper towels on subscription from Amazon. They come in a giant box, like a ridiculously sized box. I keep those. And so if you can break them down, the boxes, and keep one big box to stuff all your packing materials in, and it really actually doesn't take up that much room. But I've been doing that for years now. And so I'm able to get started on this. I don't think I have enough to do the entire, I know I don't have enough to do the entire house. We'll still have to buy boxes, but and paper probably. But I'm able to get started whenever I felt like it without having to go buy supplies, because I've been saving those for so many years. And so, if you're like me and you're dreaming this dream, but you're far off from it still yet, that's something you can do to just kind of prepare. And at first Tom would give me a hard time about it, and I said, I'm sorry, honey, I'm doing this. I need it for my mental health. And eventually he quit giving me a hard time about it. Downstairs in the basement, there's so many boxes, and he still occasionally would point it out and be like, why do we have all these boxes? Because someday, when we're packing up to move to our future farm property, or in this case, an interim property, we'll be glad that we have them. Now, like I said, because we have the luxury of time, I really want to do this right. I want to pack everything up in a way that is really secure and in a way that is organized. I don't want to have to guess what's in any boxes. I have my Sharpie here. I want to label things really clearly. I want to be extra. I want to know everything that's in this box. And that way, when it comes time to unpack, which is going to be very overwhelming for me because I'm likely either going to have a newborn or be very close to having a baby. And whatever that timing ends up looking like, I'm going to just want to be able to do it and get our essentials out and not have to worry about going through all of these boxes. So labeling is very important to me. And I recommend, even if you are in a hurry, even if you are doing this at the speed of light because you have a buyer and you've got to get out of your house, label, 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 label it. This is the next thing on the agenda for us to clean out because this has to get taken out of here so that we can paint in here, and it is pretty well full of liquor bottles, glasses, shot glasses, and so I have boxes here that we are going to use to pack this up. Yeah, so this will be really nice to get this all packed up and emptied, but I don't personally think that we should totally remove it and put it in the storage unit just yet because, I mean, I know it needs to get taken out of this room for the painting, as I said, but I actually think it's a really beautiful piece on this wall, and I think it'll be really nice for people coming in for showings to see it and see the potential, because this is a really random space. This is the space between the kitchen and the living room, the hallway for the bedrooms, the dining room. It's like this middle area. And so I think it could be difficult for people to envision what could be. And so I think having this here gives them some idea, oh, we could do that. So I think I want to keep it, but I have to pack it up. I've been thinking to myself, I'm not going to have any tips, any packing tips or organizational tips for you guys because I'm not good at any of this stuff myself, but I actually do have a tip. So first of all, making a ton of progress here on this hutch. When you are trying to decide whether or not you should throw something away, and it's sentimental, I always ask myself, do I have a picture with this item? This is the bottle of wine that I saved and opened to celebrate graduating from college. I had it almost, I think, probably the whole time. Yeah, it was the whole time I was in college. And I saved it and was going to drink it to celebrate, as I said. And so I kept the bottle because that's sentimental, right? Like I was the first person in my family to graduate from college. It was a big deal. I felt very accomplished. However, I have a picture of myself holding this bottle with a post that I made on Facebook saying exactly what I just told you. I don't need the bottle. I have the memory and I have the picture. And so when trying to decide whether or not something needs to stay, do you have a picture with or of that item? And that should help relieve some of that sentimental guilt that you might feel when you're trying to decide whether or not to throw something away. Ooh, I have another one for you. This one's just more funny. So Rochester is the flower city. That's like the nickname for our city. And so this is Flower City Gin. And the bottle is so pretty. I'm pretty sure they don't make this anymore. And the bottle, I kept the bottle because it's just so feminine and gorgeous. And I always thought maybe I will put lights in it and turn it into some sort of decor. We're not big liquor drinkers. I'm not going to turn a gin bottle. I could. I have those bottle lights, the ones with the corks on the end. That's where the button is to turn it on and off, and you can put them down in like wine bottles or liquor bottles. I have a bunch of those. I could turn this into decor. I'm not going to turn a gin bottle into decor. It's pretty, but I don't need to pack this. I'm throwing this away. I don't care if they don't make this anymore. Like, why do I have this?